guys, welcome back to Neatly Planned. It is that time. It is time to move into our new July planners. I'm really excited. This video will be all about my work planner. I will do a lineup of my new July 2020 planners. I'm still making some decisions on those, but my work planner, I've decided, so it's time to move in. I've gone ahead and taken off the disc because I'm going to move my rose gold disc, metal disc to this new Wild Style planner. Of course, you guys know for work I use a big. I'm going to share with you guys basically why or what I'm putting in here and why. This planner that I'm currently using is the Teresa Collins. Of course, I love a good neutral. It's a great base just for decorative planning, or if you're in a work setting and you just want to do pen to paper, I like a neutral. So I chose the Wild Style just because it was very similar in color. I'm going to go ahead and start putting this together. So as you guys can see, I have some custom tabs that I've created for like my work. So this one says hospital development. This one is just dashboards, which is a monthly report that I use. And then I had some extras in here. So I'm actually needing to make some new tabs for those same categories and a couple new ones. So what I've done is I've taken some of the Teresa Collins. We're going to do a little crafting. I've taken some of the Teresa Collins monthly dividers that I really liked and I thought would go well with this Wild Style. Of course, they have this monthly, the calendar on them, but I'm going to go ahead and just use some black cardstock and I'm going to glue them to the back just so when I flip it, it's aesthetically pleasing. You can or you can do that, or if you don't want to, but they just don't make, they used to sell, they had one divider pack for the bigs and they haven't made any more. So this is what I do. It's a great way to repurpose your old planners. And this is just a craft bond stick. So it's just a more heavy duty glue stick. Nothing fancy. Again, the big is the exact size of a regular copy page. So all I'm going to have to do is punch. Voila. Could line that up a little bit better. And I'm standing up recording this video just because I feel like it'll allow me to move a little bit better. And we'll punch all of them once we get them glued. And I love these covers. This one says, I am what I believe I am. And then this one is, I am enough. And I just make sure I do the edges very well because we don't want things to come up. And if you have what are those, the tape rollers, you can use those too. I have a glue stick, that's what I'm using. You can always cut off if you don't line it up just so you can cut it. All right. Don't bother me. But we'll just cut it off. We're not going to waste time doing that. Again, just place your glue stick, nothing fancy. Just get it on there. But again, your planner is all about customizing it and making it work for you. So my work planner is all about function. All right, so we're going to save this one. I think 3 will be a good start. Okay, so I have these. So now you guys see that the months are on there. So this one says July, June, and May. I'm going to take this blue colorful boxes sticker book and just label my tabs on there what I need them to be. And that is a nice little hack there, repurposing. If you don't have the divider tabs, here's a great way for you to make them your own. Okay. All right. So we have these all done. We're going to go back in with our big happy planner punch, and I'm just going to punch them. I'm going to line it up. And I've never had any trouble with my punch. I know some people have said that they have issues with their punch, so bam. I've never had issues with my punch, but I do know if you take, what is it called? The aluminum foil and punch it, it can help sharpen your punch if it's dull. I've had this punch since it was originally, when it originally came out, and I've never had issues. I've never had to replace it. That's my honest truth. All right, those are done. So we're gonna put our punch to the side. I will label these here in just a second. I'm gonna move the sticker book to keep our space clear. Okay, so when I'm planning, because I have so many extras that I put into my planner, I like to take 6 months at a time. So we're gonna take July, August, September, October, November, and December. And I'm just gonna pull these off. And of course, I always tell people, store your planner pages someplace that you will remember. You guys don't want to know the amount of times that I've had to go looking, searching, tearing up my craft room for my pages because I'll forget where I put them. Okay, so I have these. We'll actually take January because I think we'll be doing some end of or like next year planning soon with my department. So. Okay, so we have through January. I'm going to go ahead and take my covers off. All right, I have my covers there. All right, so we are going to go ahead and change out our disc to the rose gold metal disc, and I have just about every color disc but I always, for my work planner, for whatever reason, I just like having the rose gold on there. I feel like no matter what my spread, what color spread I do, it always looks good with it, and it's just a nice clean look for work. Yeah, I like the rainbow disc, like maybe for a personal or, a happy note or a journal or something, but for work, gotta keep it clean. Okay, so let's put our back cover on there. I was so glad when they came out with those metal discs. You don't want to know how frustrating it used to be. Like, you have your work planner all set up and then you break a disc, because my work planner actually goes with me. It doesn't stay at my desk. It's on the go with me. And with my job, I have to keep policies on hand. And so sometimes when I'm out and about, I might be in a rural area where I don't have internet reception and can't pull it up. So I have to actually print out and keep on hand some policies for my job, and so I keep this bad boy with me. I'm looking for a really cute, I know Happy Planner doesn't have plans right now for any more deluxe covers, so I definitely need to find like a hard cover for my work planner, because the covers get banged up sometimes. Look how neutral that planner is. Do y'all see those pages? Like, no color whatsoever. I'm in love. Struggling. There we go. Maybe a little less. 3 months might be too much. Okay. So I'm going to pop this in, and we're going to get to our extras and get all of our little things that I like to keep in for work and why. Again, I wanted to do this in real time, a real-time setup, so you guys can see, if you're nervous about switching out a disc or, moving into a new planner, it's a quick process. The more you do it, the faster you'll come at doing it. All right. So here's my January, which is my last actual month. I was trying to track down some of the wild style accessories, but my stores were completely wiped out by the time I felt comfortable attempting to go into a store. All right, so with my work planner, let me put the glue stick up. I like to have my documents in the front. So some people like keeping, extras in the back. I like to actually keep them in the front. So I'm going to add these 3 extra dividers. So in here I will house like policies, reports, and then this one will just be like my department, like SOPs. So hospital development will be my 3. Okay. Now, I always like to keep the little markers in my current week. So for like July week 1, actually I'm going to be doing my monthly. So I'm going to put this here and I'm going to just tab that as a monthly. So I can just quickly flip to my monthly, say I'm in a meeting and I need to get right to my month at a glance. If we're trying to pick dates for something, I can just tab into it and I'm not just casually flipping. Okay. Now, I also have a company credit card that I have to use for my job. So I keep an envelope in here at all times, and I like to put that on my monthly as well because my monthly is where I track my mileage. So I like to keep that in here as well. That way, as I'm accumulating receipts, I'm putting them right in there. So I'm writing down my mileage and putting whatever receipts I have with that mileage. That's just my best practice that I like to use. And I'll actually probably just write mileage on there instead of monthly. So that goes with that, and I'll move that every month. Okay. So we got our envelope, we have our tab. Now for the extras. There are little things that I like to have just because. So I always like having at least one folder, and I don't have any of the big folders. My last big folder kind of got messed up. So I definitely will be adding a big folder in the front just to put in half sheets when I have a meeting. So like we'll just use this gold one for now since it's still kind of like foiled. And this is a classic size, but I definitely need some big folders. So we'll actually put this bad boy here. And that way, if I have like a sheet or something and I don't have my punch, I like to just fold it in half and stick it right in there. So when I get back to the office or to my home desk, I can go ahead and staple it and put it where it needs to be in my planner. Okay. The next thing, as far as extras that I like to keep in my planner, I love having, okay, they're still in this old folder, the old planner. I like keeping these project sheets. We have a lot of work groups in my job. I usually get assigned to a lot of like special projects. So I like to keep some of these project goal sheets in there. That way I know kind of where we are on the status of projects. Most of the time we will have like follow-up meetings regarding them. So I like to keep them with the extras. And I'll actually put a tab in here for extras. So we'll need one additional. So let me go ahead and do that quickly before I forget. Thought I had enough when I did 3, but I forgot about the extras. Some planners actually have a tab for extras, but this one does not. So we'll just do that real quick. Yeah, and this is just my setup. You can set your planner up however it works best for you. That's the one thing I love about the Happy Planner system. Like, you can have all the same products and someone uses or utilizes them completely different. All right, so now we have our tab for extras. I'm going to add the little sticker there. And all of these, again, are from the Teresa Collins. So if you're just wondering where all these cute little neutral dashboards are from. Not dashboards, dividers. There you go. Okay, so I'm going to put my project sheets in there. Another thing that I love keeping in here as far as extras for my planner, let me show you guys. I always like to have some lined paper, so if I'm in a meeting and I need to take notes, I can just jot that down. And I keep various sizes of things for different reasons. That's, again, part of what makes this system so special. Like, all of the different items all kind of comes together. So big, classic, and mini, you can interchange it. I love keeping these little, what are these, like the micro sheets. I like to use them a lot of times with my job. We have to change passwords and stuff pretty frequently, so I just write those down really quickly on there. And I keep those. I love keeping these big half sheets. And sometimes I will actually even cut them in half. These are from the new teacher lineup. So the Dream Plan, Do, Don't Forget. They always have like a to-do list that you can do on the back. But yeah, I sometimes will cut them in half or just use them. Or sometimes I will fold them over. Like if there's sensitive information that I don't want shown, and then I'll just paper clip it. Okay, so we have our extras in. All right. And then last year I made it was a like when I'm stressed, kind of like a go-to what was it, like just planner page for like verses that I really love. But this year I found something a little bit different that I want to try out, and I'm trying to work on verse memorization, like Bible verse memorization. So I have my little pouch here. I'll keep additional pins in here, but I'm also going to keep, they're called Scripture Shareables. I got these at Hobby Lobby. They were $4.99. I work, I'm around death a lot with my job, and so it's really important for me to stay mentally and physically strong, but also spiritually. So these are the Live Original Scripture Shareables, and they're basically just little verses. So if I have a little break, or if something is really tough for me, I can just kind of take some time, flip through these, and read them. It's a great way. Like sometimes you can't pull out your phone, or it would seem like if you're being insensitive. So I can just sit there and look at some verses, get kind of a little bit of boost of encouragement, and then go back to doing my job. So I'm going to keep these in my pouch with my pens. I'm going to put my tab on there and keep that closed. But that is basically my new work setup. So I have 7 months in, I have my folders, I have my custom tabs, I have my extras, my envelope for all of my receipts, an additional tab to drop me right to the monthly. Some people like to actually have one for the week, the current week that they're in. You can always add an additional one. But look at that planner. Look how neutral that is. I love it. So this is my new work setup. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I will film a new planner lineup for my personal planners that I'm using. I'm also going to be going back to a social media planner. Womp, womp, womp. I just have a lot of stuff coming up that I'm working on. So this is my work planner. I hope you guys have enjoyed this setup. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, always keep sweet.